There the beast and here the beauty. She has lived through an experience no other woman ever dreamed of. And she was saved from the very grasp of Kong by her future husband. I want you to meet a very brave gentleman, Mr. John Driscoll.
King Kong, 1933. How'd you feel about it?
I liked it. It was good. I mean, it was a good time. You know, I like a big monster movie. This has got to be one of the first, if not the first.
Yeah,
I guess.
It is definitely a big monster movie. That is a way you can describe it. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
There's not much more to it. I'd say in this first one, you know, there's not much more to it than the big monster movie.
It's got the same. So basically, you have Denham. He wants to go to this island with a woman and a crew, make a movie about, you know, something. He won't tell anybody what it is until they get there, and we all know it's King Kong, right?
Yeah.
And then from there that is the movie. He is trying to get the monkey, and then he gets the monkey, and then in between is just a lot of destruction.
Yeah.
But let's
monkey movie.
monkey movie. But we can get more into it, into the plot, how you felt about the characters and stuff like that.
Yeah, you want to go through the cast and crew real quick?
Yeah, sure.
All right. First off, it's got 2 directors,
Yes.
and Marion C. Cooper. It was like his idea to do it, and he directs the action sequences, which I think are much better than the parts where they're just talking, which was directed by the Ernest Shustak guy.
Yeah, I was
Shustak.
unsure how to say it. It looked like Shodasak to
Shodasak,
me.
yeah.
But I mean, that could be like butchering it. I have
Yeah,
no
that's
idea.
probably. Shusak is probably not his last name. You're probably right, but
Probably.
I'm gonna call him Shusak.
Shusak. Okay.
All right, Faye Ray is Ann Darrow. She filmed 4 movies while they were filming this movie.
Are you
It
serious?
took them almost a year to finish production on this, and she did 4 other movies in the same time. And you couldn't do that today. Things don't work that way.
Yeah, I mean, they, contracts work differently nowadays, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Film-
just
the way they block out filming schedules. And stuff.
exactly. And I think the reason she did 5 movies that year, is 'cause she was in contract with the what was the name of the OKG? Is that the name of the?
At the beginning, like
No, sorry, RKO is the name of the studio.
Right.
Yeah, she was in contract with them, and she owed them like. I think she ended up doing like 30 movies with them over the years. That's just the way acting worked back then. Is they just yeah.
That was something I noticed when I was looking more into this, because I mean, not being 1933, it was they call it pre-code or whatever.
Yeah.
Which, if you'll notice, I mean, this movie is very, very violent.
Yeah, and they cut a lot of stuff out too.
They cut stuff out. I
Yeah,
didn't
which
see,
I guess we'll
look
talk
that
about that later. But
Yeah.
Robert Armstrong is Carl Denham,
Yes.
the movie director within the movie.
Yes.
He's a jerk.
He's a
Yeah,
jerk. I
yeah.
thought his character, I thought his actor, I thought he did a really good job though of being like this kind of, I don't want to call him pig-headed, but just this very stubborn jerk who was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my movie. I don't care who gets in my way, what I have to do, who I have to exploit, which ends up being pretty much everybody in the movie actually. But
And he hates women. In
And
the very
yeah.
beginning, he's
Yeah.
complaining about having to find an actress for the
he's like,
movie.
I can't just find a woman that'll just go to a random island with me.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, he's not a fun guy.
Yeah.
Would you say that he's the villain? Would you say that he's the villain of the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and King Kong. Let's not
Well, I
let's not
guess-
get lost here.
I guess King Kong is the villain, but would you say like
He's the other antagonist.
he's the adversary.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's the reason all of this bad stuff happens to everybody in the movie. He is
Yeah.
the him making this movie in itself is exploiting everyone involved.
yeah, and he's just as bad as the big monkey that like tears people apart all
Yeah.
through New York. Like it's all his fault.
Yeah.
Bruce Cabot is Jack Driscoll, probably the coolest character in the movie.
In a way,
right?
yeah.
He's the cool guy.
Yeah, he's the action hero.
Yeah,
He
he's great. He's great. He might be the best actor in the movie. I might say. I think he's my favorite. He gives the best performance.
between him and Faye Ray, even though you can argue she just was there to scream the whole time,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
she was great, like being like a scream queen or whatever you want to call her. But
Yeah, she's probably the original Scream Queen, right? Like,
I think I did see that written somewhere. People argue that, but you said his name was Bruce Cabot.
yeah,
Yeah, he was interesting to me because right off the bat, every man in this movie is like, I don't want to say stereotypical now because like gender roles back then were different, obviously. So like they're like immediately like, we don't want a woman around,
Yeah.
and but him, you told me specifically, like, this guy, like, hates women. Like, he says he hates women. And I was like, oh, my God. And then I watched the movie, and I was like, you weren't kidding.
Yeah, like the bit where they're on the boat and he tells Ann Darrow that he loves her, and she's like, but Jack, you hate women. And he's like, yes, I do, but you're not women. I'm like, that's crazy.
I was perusing, like, reviews, like, Letterboxd, stuff like that. And a lot of people, like, that were negatively looking at, like, had a negative opinion about the movie. That was like a big issue
Yeah,
that a lot of
yeah,
people
it's
have,
too
rightfully
much.
so. It's like almost a parody, even though it was so serious to them back then. You
Yeah.
know? 92 years ago, I think, is the math on that.
Yeah,
Right?
something like that.
Yeah. That was how they lived back then, I guess. Like, they straight
it
up.
just seems like too much. It seems like so over the top. Like I can't really believe that people were talking like that back then, but I guess so.
No, I mean, yeah.
None of the reviews back in the day about it said anything about them being rude to women. I guess it was the norm. I don't know, but it took me off guard. I was not expecting that. Initially, you know, it's almost immediate in the movie they start acting like that, and then it like, you know, it kind of goes throughout like the first hour of the movie. They're just saying things like that. I'm like, I was not expecting it, even for a movie that old.
Yeah, they really lean into the, I guess, the trope of, like, the damsel in distress
Yeah.
kind of thing, and it was really the man's gonna save the day or whatever. But all that to say, Jack Driscoll, pretty
She,
alright.
You know, she is kind of important to the like. She does some important things in the plot.
Yes.
You know, like she actually does get. I mean, she is the damsel in distress for sure.
Yeah.
But she's not. She's not quite just there to scream. You know, she's
Yes.
important to like. I mean, really important to Kong, obviously. Like that's a
Yeah,
big part of it.
But
yeah.
also, you can look at it like he's an animal, so he's kind of just, you know.
Yeah.
I am hesitant to say horny, but I mean, he's, you know, kind of horny. I guess what I mean by when she's there to scream, like, it seemed like once she got off the boat, she lost all of her agency. I mean, that is the point, but what I mean by that is, like, as far as, like, the script goes, like, from a writing standpoint, like, she doesn't have many lines. Because
Yeah.
that is the bulk of the movie, is they're on the island, like, doing that whole thing. So she's just, like, freaking out the whole time. But, like, when she's on the boat, I thought she was, like, really, you know,
Yeah.
lively, and she's
Like-
super happy, and I liked it. I liked her performance.
She shines in the scenes that the one director does, like when they're just talking.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that those are probably my least favorite parts of the movie. Is like, just like the bits where they're talking. But
Yeah.
like she's the best part of that. You know. And I
Oh,
think
yeah,
when,
without
you
question.
know Cooper, that director, when he's doing the action sequences,
Right.
that was more my thing. I think
Mm-hmm.
from that was the what I took away as being the best parts from the movie.
Oh no, I'm the same way. I'm a Godzilla guy myself. You know, I love watching big monster movies. I always watched them with my dad. So I was sold on this already from it being King Kong. But a little rabbit trail. We've talked about this briefly before we watched this movie. That the Jack Black King Kong, the Peter Jackson one. That's
Yeah.
like what? Is it 3 hours or 3.5
I
hours?
think it's like 3 hours and 6 minutes or something. I scrolled by it on Netflix the other day.
I don't remember that movie. I just remember being bored to tears. Literally doubled the length of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they take way more time at the beginning to, like, explain everything and all this crap.
Well, it's been a long time since I've seen
Yeah.
that movie. I'm pretty sure that it's kind of a different thing entirely.
I don't know, because they go to the thing, because I think that's what Jack Black is. He's a movie director, right?
Yeah, but I think that characters are renamed.
Ah, I gotcha.
Like there's a lot of different plot points.
They add unnecessary crap to it.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at is this movie really is like that lean runtime. I thought it moved really quickly. I don't know about
Oh
you.
no, it is.
It's snappy. It felt good.
Yeah,
like
it kind of
the
feels
pacing.
like it's jerking you around in the beginning. So it's
Oh,
jumping
yeah.
around so much in the beginning. But I guess the idea of like good, fair pacing in movies is probably not something they were considering in 1933.
That's
if I
true.
had to guess, you know,
No, I
like,
feel you.
normally if I watch movies this old, I kind of cut them a break
Mm-hmm.
on pacing and stuff because a lot of movies now, one of the big things that makes me not like it makes it lose my interest is when the pacing is jerking you around too much.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of my issue with Batman v Superman the first time I saw it. Like the theatrical cut of that, it's pulling you around so much in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, that
This-
breakneck pacing.
Yeah. This entire movie's kind of like that until they get to New York. I'd say, you know, the first like hour and 10 minutes of it, or
Yeah, that
jerking
last
around.
30 minutes is real
Yeah, and-
tight. You know, funny enough, talking about pacing, 70 years later, the Hulk 2003, right? No, but in the first, I have it here in my notes. The first 5 minutes, I think, or 4.5 minutes, is that overture.
Yeah.
It's just the orchestra playing, and then they have credits for like 2 minutes. So I mean, like you're eating almost 10 minutes before the movie actually starts, right? Then you just get thrown right into the story, which I kind of like, but I do agree the pacing was kind of.
I mean, it works for what it is. I shouldn't have even said anything. It's fine.
No,
I mean,
dude.
I wouldn't expect it to be,
No, dude, that's
meet the standards of modern movie pacing. But
No, I mean it's a legitimate critique. So
I mean, it's just the norm for all those kinds of movies. I guess that's why I said I'm not really looking at it fairly by making that claim against it. But you mentioned the symphony score in the beginning. Apparently, this is the first movie to ever have a it was the first movie to ever have a full symphonic movie score.
no way.
Yeah, like most movies would have bits and pieces of it mixed with other things, but this is all a symphony, and it's a 46-piece orchestra.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I thought that was one thing. I liked the music a lot. I thought it was perfect for the movie.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that was you could really like. That was like it was just the score was like always going.
Except for there's bits where they're talking, and the score is so loud over what they're saying that I'm more focused on the music than them because I have to really lock in to hear what they're saying.
Dude,
And-
that's so true.
I watched. I didn't want to pay for this.
Yeah.
So I watched like a YouTube upload of the full movie, which was the full movie. It was the exact runtime and everything. But I'm just gonna hope for the sake of the real version of this film that maybe I got a version where the sound was mixed differently or something because you could barely hear what they were saying.
There were a few bits where they would be talking, and it would kind of be like what's the word I'm looking for? The music was it more like action parts of it? It was when they were being like real tender to each other and stuff like that. Do you remember specifically? The reason I'm asking is because I do recall that happening a few times. I did rent it or whatever. Quality was probably the same as what you got. I don't know
Yeah.
about the visual quality that you had.
Yeah, it
but
looked fine.
It looked fine. I mean, hey, mine looked fine. It had some grain to it, but I mean, that's 92 years old, right?
You want to talk about the visuals in the movie?
Yeah, man.
King Kong looks really great, even by like the standards of movies, maybe 30 years later. I'm thinking that stop motion stuff worked. Like it's really cool how they blend the stop motion King Kong with like actual, things that they filmed.
Yes.
The people, like the way that they blend those scenes together, they did a really good job.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
And it's got the stop motion in it, and we're going to talk about RoboCop later in another
Yes.
episode, and that has stop motion for like the first robot they introduced in the
What,
movie.
RD-209 or whatever?
Yeah, whatever. But that thing stop motion in 1987 is not much better than the stop motion they were doing with this movie in 1933. So props to this movie. for that.
Absolutely.
It looks
Innovation.
good. I imagine going in the theater, as like a teenager or a kid in 1933 and seeing this shit. Kong probably freaked you out. You're like, I mean, I don't know. It's as real as it looked back then. It's like that probably was really convincing, and I think it's convincing enough now. But back then, that's probably gonna blow your mind.
Oh, well, I mean, it's like, what was that, like one of the first movies they showed? Or maybe it was just kind of a trope or something. But it was like that train video, and people were like freaking out because they thought
where
a
they
train...
think the train's coming towards them
Yeah.
in the screen.
Yeah, like people like thought the train was like coming at them in the theater. Like imagine seeing that gigantic monkey on the screen. Like that had to be horrifying.
Yeah.
As a child, maybe even as an adult. I don't know.
Almost as horrifying as seeing the gigantic monkey chained up in a theater in the movie. Like I'm sure those people were freaking
That
out.
was nuts. He was like Christ on a cross, man. I will say, I sent you the picture of it when he's like smiling. That cracked me up so bad. Just his big old face slammed in front of your face, and he's just smiling.
was that a close up from when he's chained up?
No, they do that close up a few different times. The one that I sent you specifically that looks so funny is when the T-Rex is after Amy. When he has her when they're on the island. And he picks up that tree that she was in because it fell on top of her, and he sees her, and it does like a close up of his face.
Oh yeah, I got pulled up right here.
Yeah, there it is.
That's pretty hilarious.
It's so funny, man, because he's like, and it's like moving and stuff like that. I was genuinely impressed with the way that thing even though it does look goofy. But it's like, I can't believe they did something like that
Yeah.
way back then.
But the movements are really clean through most of it, I'd say. And it was one of the first movies that they used like the metal that you can, like the metal frames where you can kind of bend it into place. Because
Okay.
they were using wood for like the stop motion figures, and then they started using these little metal frames where it's like the outline of the character, and then they put like the hair on, skin and hair on top of it around the
So
thing.
cool.
So it's smoother than like your average action figure,
Yeah.
which is kind of what they were using back then, was like these wooden action figures, and the movements were kind of abrupt.
Yeah.
Speaking of that metal frame they used for King Kong, they had a couple of them because I don't know if you've noticed in the movie, he's different sizes.
Yeah,
a couple of times.
The scale is kind of off. 'Cause
Yeah.
I guess the way they zoomed it or maybe built the thing or whatever.
I think he's
But I wasn't sure.
bigger on the island.
Yes, I think so.
I think he's really. I think he maybe is at one point 40 feet tall on the island. I think they might have had a 40-foot tall version of him.
Like in real life?
Yeah, or maybe he's 20 something. I don't know. But
I
he
mean,
has
that's
really,
still insane.
There's a really tall version of him on the island, but this 18-inch model of him, just the frame, like the hair is gone at this point because it's the early 2000s.
Yeah.
That someone bought that for over $200,000 at an auction.
Oh my god.
And I guess it's like a piece of history because it was like the first time that we used that kind of thing for stop motion.
Yeah.
And it's cool to have, but my God. I mean, you look at it, I'll show you a picture later. It's just a frame of a thing. You can hardly even tell that it's a gorilla. The head the head frame kind of gives it away what it is.
Yeah.
It's just little tiny arms with the King Kong head on it.
Oh my gosh, I bet it's freaky looking. The another part in the movie, we're talking about the movements being really smooth. Towards the end of the movie, the big thing everybody knows about when he's going up the building. When he's going through the windows with his hands, I was surprised at how good the hand, like they made the mechanic of the hand look. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
I was expecting it to be just some stupid looking arm, just kind of like grabbing her.
Oh, no,
it was
looks
like
real. I
almost
mean,
articulated.
yeah.
Like it was. I was consistently impressed with, I guess, how they innovated in that movie. It was really cool.
Yeah, you can suspend disbelief good enough for it to work.
Yes,
Yeah.
I wrote that somewhere in my notes. It's really easy to say that this movie like looks like shit. Again, almost 100 years later.
Yeah.
But if you can buy into the conceit of that movie, like this is what you're looking at, like it's really immersive, and they do a good job, or as good enough a job as they can with the scale. Like from when they get to the island and like there's the boat and you see the island in the background, and then when they get on the island, the set that they built for like the village, like with that wall and everything, like the scale is nice. And then you see Kong come up and he's huge, bigger than the wall. And then as you go through the movie, like the Stegosaurus, the T-Rex, all the little creatures that come up, they have this like largeness to them that looks really nice. It doesn't look super goofy to me.
Yeah, no, I don't think it looks goofy. I mean, even by today's standards, I don't think any of it looks really terrible.
Yeah.
Speaking of the dragon, or sorry, not the dragon, dinosaur that he's fighting. Apparently, that was initially supposed to be a Komodo dragon.
The when he fights the Stegosaurus or like the T-Rex?
The T-Rex.
Yeah, that was gonna be a Komodo, like a giant Komodo dragon.
Yeah, that was the idea. Well, first off, when they were making this movie, they didn't have a plot to begin with.
Right.
The one director that shot the action sequences, Cooper, he just had the idea in his head of King Kong climbing a really tall building, like the highest building in the world, and that was like he worked backward from there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
And then I guess the Empire State Building was erected like a year before this movie came out, or maybe a year before they were filming it.
Okay.
So I guess like he already had the idea, and then they put up the Empire State Building, and then he's like, "Yeah, we'll use that."
Oh
And then they
my
went
gosh.
backwards from that. But yeah, so they didn't like the stuff with the dinosaurs. Like that was not in the original idea. They didn't really know what they were going to put on the island with him.
Right.
There were supposed to be giant spiders and stuff.
That would have been nice
Yeah,
to see.
which they do. They used some of the ideas that were cut from this movie.
Uh-huh.
And some scenes that they actually shot for this movie that they cut. They used some of that in the 2005, which makes me want
Really?
to rewatch it. Yeah.
man,
I mean, of course they refilmed the bit, but they used some of the ideas.
Right, they took that initial thing and they're like, okay, we can rework it like that. That's interesting. I would watch those scenes. I don't know if I'd want to rewatch.
Yeah,
the
no,
whole...
I'm gonna watch it at some point because I mean, I watched it as a kid, of course, and found it very boring. But I want to rewatch it at some point because I want to watch that. I want to watch Kong Skull Island,
Yeah.
which I know they're not connected, but I just I want to.
Is that not like a reimagining of what King, like the island that he's on? I mean, specifically, like they take the basis of whatever, and then they got that's the new thing. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I don't know anything. About
You have no nothing,
I
no
know
knowledge.
Tom Hiddleston's in it,
Hell yeah.
right? That's enough. King Kong, Tom Hiddleston. I'm
Sure.
I'm there for that.
Sure.
If it's not 3 hours, like
no, that's fair.
I'll put it on.
That's fair.
I'll put it on. Maybe play a phone game while I watch it. So if it's not really interesting.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I do with like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's like I could only take so much of it before I get on my phone and start playing my little block game.
I hear you. Yeah, the set design for the whole movie was cool. Also, I don't know if you really fucked with the vibe of that. I thought they did a pretty good job when they made like the village, or like when they had the inside of the boat or the outside of the boat.
Yeah, the boat stuff looks really good. I mean, the village, like the island, all that looks cool. I remember reading at some point years ago when I was looking up stuff about the Most Dangerous Game that they used. I think a lot of the pieces on the island are from that set. Like they
Really?
reused that.
Yeah, didn't they? I think I looked. They filmed that movie like a year before. Or
Yeah,
it came out a year before. Who knows when they
Yeah, it
filmed
was
it? But,
around the same time.
right.
But they reused some stuff from other movies the studio had made in recent years to like cut down on costs, so they wouldn't go over budget.
Hell yeah, that's cool. I thought the set and the way they used the set was clever too, and that goes back, I guess, towards the scale of it, because that the one bit when Kong is mercilessly killing this whole entire search party. He's like shaking them off that log or whatever.
Oh my gosh,
That was nuts to me. I don't know how the hell they did it, but I mean, those guys were just ragdolling, flying everywhere. Those little dummies were falling down that crevasse. And then it had our last action hero here, the main man, I guess you could say, Jack Driscoll, in that little cave. And he's like swiping down at him with his arm, trying to get him out of that hole or whatever. Thrilling.
yeah, those bits look good.
Thrilling.
I think my favorite bits of like King Kong Destruction is when he breaks out of the chains when he's in the theater for the
Yeah.
exhibit, and he's going around the city looking for Anne, and he just like reaches into buildings, grabs women, realizes they aren't Anne, and then just drops them. And I'm like, that's
just
crazy.
chucks him, dude.
Yeah.
And then the camera swaps and it just goes to that lady falling.
And then he does it like twice, like 2 or
Oh
3
my
times in the
gosh.
movie. He picks somebody up, it isn't who he wants, and he just drops them.
Just
I'm like,
throws him. In moments before that, I thought a really cool shot was when he like knocks that hole in the train, and it's like him looking down the tracks, and he sees that train coming towards him, and he keeps trying to break the thing, and then the train like wrecks, and he's like picking it up and he's like hitting it and knocking people out of it and stuff like that. I was like, this guy's a maniac. I mean, obviously, but
it's a lot of destruction and violence for a movie that old. You know?
Yes.
Like I was thinking about that, and I looked it up, and you were talking about the code.
Yeah.
Later on, I think it was a year or two after that they got like a film code to where
Yeah.
it's like you could show certain things and couldn't. And
Yes.
so the original version of this movie shown in theaters that a lot of people saw is more gruesome than the re-releases for like years and years and years.
because they just were following that code. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Because this movie is still, I mean, like you can go pick any point in the movie when he's like rampaging, like when he's in the village and he's destroying that village, looking for Anne. He's like stomping on people, and they have the people in the mud, and his big animatronic foot is like on top of them, and he's like eating dudes like in his mouth, and it just goes to close-ups of him eating people. I was not expecting that, actually, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's more monstrous in this, I think, than they make him out to be in other King Kong movies afterwards. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, I haven't seen the King Kong Godzilla movie that came out last year.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, but he's not like he's not as like evil, right? Like,
No, he works alongside humans. It's like they give him like a sort of, I mean, because monkeys, and I mean they're really smart.
Yeah.
Gorillas and orangutans, like all those, they're very smart. They've had plenty of movies about them. But like he like works alongside the humans, like I don't say begrudgingly, but it's like he's like they're like cool.
Yeah, he's not
Fist
doing
bump.
that. Here, this King Kong would never be cool with the humans.
No, he is. He's the violence in this movie. He directs towards monsters in the newer adaptations.
Yeah, I guess once they got him fighting Godzilla in the '60s. Like that's where the shift was, right?
I mean, it had to have been.
Yeah, because this dude is he's not working with humans. This Kong is not working with the humans, and that's why they got to kill him.
I mean, truly is an animal. In this Denim guy, going back to him, when he's presenting this thing chained up in that theater, he's just like wants to show everybody this monkey, and he's like, we lost 12 men. He killed 12 of them, destroyed an entire village, but here he is, like just chained up.
Yeah, and when he mentions that, he doesn't say like in memory of him or
No.
anything. There's no like tribute to him. He's
It
like, yeah,
is
he killed 12 guys. Here
so
he is.
flippant, and that's, I think, another really good way of like highlighting like how much this guy just was gonna exploit whoever, because he was
yeah.
trying to exploit
Yeah,
Kong.
he's careless. Too.
He's-
like,
That's a good way of putting it. Very careless.
yeah, I mean, when you're watching that scene, you get to it. He's like, Kong's gonna break out of those chains, right?
Yeah.
And you see the way they only got him chained up in 3 places, single chains. And I'm like, what? He's careless. He didn't care. But another bit about the theater.
Oh yeah.
This guy says that he paid $20 to get in, like one of the background actor was just trying to get in. $20 in 1933? That's gotta be a lot of money.
Oh my, I don't even know the conversion.
Yeah, I guess I should have looked at the conversion, but all I did was like, what did things cost in 1933 was my Google search, and a ticket to see the Yankees was 35 cents.
35 cents.
Yeah, so if he paid $20 for 2 tickets to see King Kong, that's a lot of money. So Denham's getting rich. That director dude, he's getting rich off this.
Oh yeah, and they were complaining too. It's like, I paid $20 for this. Like, I didn't even think. I was like, man, that's a lot of money to go see that gigantic monkey. I didn't even think to account for inflation when I had that thought. That is nuts. Those people, by the way, that is not the. I guess it was kind of perfect too, but I wasn't expecting that to be the kind of people to go see the gigantic terror, the 8th wonder of the world or whatever, the big monkey. It was all these like super rich uppity people. Did you notice?
I mean, to me, that kind of seems like
Is that like
it kind of seems like something that we would have had at a World Fair. Mm-hmm. Like like the late 1800s, we started getting all the World Fairs in the U.S.
Right.
That'd be if that was real. It's something that we would have shown off to those people, and it's a bunch of rich people that go to frou frou.
Yeah, no, that's
they
a
go
good
to those
point.
World Fairs and stuff.
No, that's a good point, sir. I've got an inflation calculator pulled up because I am interested in what $20 is from 1933 to 2025. According to this government website, it is worth $494.70.
Oh my gosh, dude! I've
Yeah.
never spent $400 and something to see anything.
No, I haven't either.
I mean, I guess if there were a real monkey that big, if there was a gorilla that big that I could go pay to see, and I knew that it wouldn't break out of its chains and kill me, I might pay almost $500 to see it. I don't know.
I mean, I'm thinking about it from their perspective. I mean, if I had 500 bones to drop, 20 bones, whatever you want to call it, I mean, I might go see the big monkey chained up in New York. I mean, I don't know. I mean, at that point, obviously, I'm not making great decisions.
What if we went to go see the big monkey in New York and kissed? It's the meme.
It's the
What if we kissed the big monkey?
the big monkey chained up in the theater. God. And then, did you see it coming? It was kind of telegraphed because like all the press were like sitting there, and I was like, oh, they're gonna freak him out. They're gonna freak him out.
Just taking all those pictures. And
I was like, the minute they show the camera guys, I was like, oh yeah, they're just light bulbs on the top of the cameras, which they are now, but those were like, looked like
oh
full.
yeah, the flash things are huge
Yeah,
back then.
they were
yeah.
massive back then, and this guy's just being flash banged continuously by like, what was it, like 15 reporters were there? Sent him into a frenzy, and then we get to the finale, which I thought was awesome. Seeing him climb up that building, and then the far away shot where it was like he was like hanging off. I thought it was so cool. It looked so dope.
Yeah, when they're shooting him and like the is it planes or helicopters? I can't remember.
They are like biplanes. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, when they're like going back and forth and flying around and shooting, I was like, that stuff looked really good. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder what they. I mean, are those real planes? Or are they like? Figures
Yeah,
or
I don't
something?
even know.
They looked real. They really. It looks good. The score is really good at that point. I'll say. That was a good use of that score. Very. I didn't expect to be sad when it happened. I didn't expect to be like how my emotions played with, and in this very old movie, when it got to that point, I was like, wow, I'm like connected to this this giant monkey right now. Like I feel for him.
I felt the same.
After I
was
saw
like,
him chew through a bunch of humans, I like.
yeah,
I
it was
I
like
feel
this
for him.
thing of like it made me realize. I think that was why it was really good in that way of like it brings everything back together in that final moment of like Anne's safe, and then they're shooting this animal, and they're like, we gotta get rid of this thing. Ah, he's a terror, and it's like you put him in that situation. Like, have you not just left him
Yeah.
left him alone? None of this would have happened.
And then I think it's Denim at the end. He's like, "Yeah, Beauty killed the beast." And I'm like, "No, you killed the beast." I was like, "You brought him here."
Yeah.
Like you basically offered this woman as a sacrifice to him. Like you did this. This is all your fault.
Absolutely. The I guess he gets tipped off when King Kong freaks out about seeing Anne, but like when they have the bride of Kong, like out there the villagers do, I guess he gets it in his head. And he can. It's almost a way of shifting the blame. It's kind of poetic in the end of Beauty killed the beast, because they have the very beginning, very very tip top. Right after that, they have a quote, and it says, "And the prophet said, and lo, the beast looked at the face of Beauty, and it stayed its hand from killing, and from that day it was as one dead." I'm not going to pretend I know entirely what that means. I'm not a learned scholar.
It's funny, it says it's an Arabian proverb in it. The director wrote that.
The director,
Yeah, he wrote that and said it was an Arabian proverb.
lying ass dude.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Hey, got me. I didn't.
It's convincing enough.
I didn't fact check him, but I think it is an interesting point to be made of like a beast. I mean, it's the tales all this time. I guess the Beast, Beauty and the Beast thing.
They're the Beauty and the Beast vibe there.
But if you look at it objectively, it is Denham's fault that he's dead. So, and the beast is slain. The end. That it just ends right there.
Yeah, there's no aftermath, of anybody getting in trouble for that. Like I want to know, I haven't seen Son of Kong. Does Carl Denham get in trouble for bringing this monster to New York that kills a bunch of people? Like,
I can only hope that movie is like a revenge thriller of the son of Kong chasing after Carl Denham the whole time, but I'm sure it's not that.
I don't think so. I think the Son of Kong is like, he's smaller and he's nice.
Oh.
I don't think they kill him for
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
Maybe though. I haven't seen it.
He said maybe.
I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it. Got anything else? Anything else about the movie?
Let me
Closing thoughts? I hate it. That's my
Jesse
closing
said,
thought.
say all that said.
No,
I hate it.
Actually, I think it's fine. I think it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I get why it's a big deal. I don't know. I've watched a bunch of other movies from like that same decade, and I just find like the actual like conversations that they have and the actors and actresses are just more compelling in those movies. Like,
Talking about other dramas or something.
yeah, like I mean, I guess this movie is not like, you're not going to this movie for great acting back then. You're probably going to this movie for
to be wowed.
to be wowed by like this, the explosions and the big monkey. That's what you're there for.
Jesse, my pushback to that is we are in the good old year of 2025 where our brains have been desensitized to simple techniques like such as that. So it's it's probably easier to say that you not going to it for the acting, but nowadays we go back for maybe some of the acting, mostly for the big monsters.
Yeah,
but
no.
some of the acting kind
for
of
the big
shines through
monsters,
now.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it serves its purpose. It is the big monster movie, like you said. He's like, this thing's gonna climb a tower, and I'm working backwards.
Yeah.
And we went through that journey.
They
with
should
him.
make more movies like that. Actually, I think that's how some of the Marvel movies are made. I think they just like come up with some fight scenes first. They're like, how do we get there? Like I know for sure there's certain sequences in movies that's like that's what they started with. So maybe we shouldn't make much movies that way.
My last thing I want to say, I loved. Obviously, this was shot on film. The black and white holds up, and I think it makes it more cohesive. And what I mean by that is, you can't always see the age of it because everything is in this black. It's like all sunk together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
some of the the animation, the scenes, not the scenes, the set design, the big animatronics. They're not animatronics. The puppets, things like that. They all blend in together better if it would have been. Say they made it in color, hypothetically. Like it would probably pop a little bit more than it was.
Yeah, it might age it some more.
It probably, but the benefit of shooting on black and white film, I guess. But that's really the last thing I thought. I thought it was fun. I had a good time. I'm glad we watched it.
Are we gonna do the 2005 one? Are we gonna do it? No. Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Don't plan on it.
Yeah, don't count your lucky stars.
You know what? I'm gonna watch the 2005 one soon over spring break. I'll let you know if it's worth watching again.
Please do. Please
Yeah.
do.
I might have to do it in 2 sittings though, because
God.
when I reach like the 2-hour, 15-minute mark in a movie, I'm like, is it about to be over?
said-
And most of the time, the answer is yes. But with this one, when I watch the Peter Jackson movie, I got 50 minutes left at that point, so that might have to be for a separate setting.
I hear you.
So, anyway, King Kong.
King Kong, 1933.